In the top stories, Winnie launches new St. Kitts Barbados route to boost regional connectivity. Jamaica records continue to drop in murders. And China and Canada agreed to tariff relief following high-level talks in Beijing. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Major Newscast. Today is Friday, the 16th of January, and I am Jasmine Thomas. The St. Christopher Air and Seaports Authority has welcomed the launch of Winnie's new route between St. Kitts and Barbados, marking a key development in strengthening regional air connectivity. Winnie Barbados flight The service, operating on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays, connects Robert L. Bradshaw International Airport in St. Kitts with Grantley Adams International Airport in Barbados, providing additional options for both leisure and business travelers. The official launch took place on Thursday, January 15, with a welcome ceremony held at the Robert L. Bradshaw International Airport. Minister Marsha Henderson, Minister of Tourism for St. Kitts and Nevis, led the official welcoming party. Representatives from Winnie, including Commercial Director Manuel Esu, Marketing Manager Pascal Wangafo, and members of the flight crew were also present, along with key tourism stakeholders. In a statement, SCASPA congratulated Minister Henderson for her leadership in making the new route possible, describing it as an important milestone for the Federation. The flight was welcomed in Barbados by officials from Barbados Tourism Marketing Incorporated, who noted the importance of the Caribbean as a major source market and praised Winnie's confidence in Barbados as a destination. Officials say the new route is expected to strengthen tourism and business links between St. Kitts and Barbados, while supporting wider regional and international connectivity through Winnie's partnerships. Winnie, which serves 18 destinations across the Caribbean, says the new service enhances its operations out of Barbados, including connections to Saint Martin and Dominica. European Union Ambassador-designate Fiona Ramsey paid a courtesy call on Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew at his office on Thursday. The visit underscored the depth and strength of the relationship between St. Kitts and Nevis and the European Union. Discussions focused on strengthening long-term partnership, advancing cooperation in climate action, renewable energy, economic diversification, trade and investment, security, education, and people-to-people exchanges, while reaffirming shared values of democracy, human rights, and sustainable development. The Parks and Beaches Unit has launched its 2026 program of monthly beach cleanups aimed at promoting environmental stewardship and preserving the Federation's coastlines. The initiative will see regular cleanup activities conducted at various beaches throughout the year, with support from community groups, volunteers, and partner agencies. Officials say the program forms part of government's broader commitment to sustainable development, public health, and tourism, while also supporting efforts to protect marine and coastal environments. The initiative is also intended to encourage greater public responsibility and pride in the care and use of beaches and coastal areas, particularly in high-traffic locations. Members of the public are being encouraged to participate in the monthly cleanups and to practice responsible waste disposal when visiting beaches and other coastal areas. Upcoming cleanup dates and locations will be announced as the program rolls out. On the regional scene, Jamaica's national security outlook continues to show improvement, with preliminary data indicating a further decline in murders during the opening days of 2026. Official figures for the first 12 days of the year show 12 murders reported island-wide, maintaining the downward trend in violent crime seen throughout 2025. Speaking at a post-cabinet press briefing in Kingston on Wednesday, January 14th, Minister of Education, Skills, Youth and Information, Senator the Honorable Dr. Dana Morris Dixon, described the figures as encouraging, while noting that government remains focused on further reductions. She highlighted that Jamaica recorded approximately 673 murders in 2025, the lowest figure in 31 years. Dr. Morris Dixon said this represents a 43% reduction in murders, a 32% reduction in shootings, and a 17% decline in overall crime. She added that the government, working closely with the Jamaica Constabulary Force, remains committed to sustaining these gains throughout 2026. And 120 nurses from the Republic of Ghana are scheduled to arrive in Antigua and Barbuda next weekend as the government moves to strengthen the public healthcare system. The announcement was made by Director of General Communications in the Prime Minister's office, Maurice Merchant, during Thursday's post-cabinet media briefing. He confirmed that the nurses are expected to arrive on the 23rd of January. Merchant said the nurses will be deployed primarily at the Celeste Bird Medical Center, with others assigned to community health clinics, schools, and additional health institutions across the country. He described the group as highly trained and experienced and said their arrival is expected to make a meaningful impact on healthcare delivery. The additional staff is expected to ease pressure on existing healthcare workers as Antigua and Barbuda continues to experience the loss of local nurses to overseas recruitment. Merchant explained that the recruitment is part of a contractual arrangement between Antigua and Barbuda and Ghana and forms part of a broader strategy to address workforce shortages in health sector. While reaffirming the government's long-term goal to self-sufficiency through local training, officials say immediate measures are necessary to maintain continued delivery of healthcare services to the public. Now for a look at news on the international scene. China and Canada have announced a reduction in mutual tariffs following high-level talks between Chinese President Xi Jinping and Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney in Beijing. Under the agreement, China is expected to lower tariffs on Canadian canola oil from 85% to 15% by the 1st of March. In return, Canada will apply a most favored nation tariff rate of 6.1% on Chinese electric vehicles, with a cap on the number of vehicles entering the Canadian market. The announcement marks a significant reset in relations between the two countries after years of strained ties and retaliatory trade measures. Prime Minister Carney described recent engagements with Beijing as realistic and respectful, while emphasizing that Canada continues to maintain clear red lines on issues such as human rights and election interference. President ZIZ said stable and healthy China-Canada relations contribute to global peace, stability, and prosperity. The deal is expected to provide relief for Canadian agricultural exporters, including canola, seafood, and legumes, and may also open the door for increased Chinese investment in Canada. Prime Minister Carney's visit, the first by a Canadian leader in nearly a decade, comes as Ottawa seeks to diversify its trade relationships amid global economic uncertainty and shifting trade dynamics. And South Korean court has sentenced former President Yoon Suk Yeol to 5 years in prison, marking the first verdict in 8 criminal trials linked to his 2024 martial law decree. Yoon was impeached and removed from office after his short-lived decree sparked mass protest. The court ruled he abused power, defied detention, and skipped a full cabinet meeting by experts. But experts say the death penalty is unlikely. Yoon's defense has announced they will appeal, claiming the ruling was politicized. He faces several more trials, including alleged rebellion and other criminal charges. We now take a look at the weather. Weather conditions show cloudy skies over the Federation. Winds are gentle with a 12 miles per hour breeze from the east. Marine conditions are moderate, with seas ranging between 1.2 to 1.8 meters or 4 to 6 feet. Conditions today are expected to be partly cloudy, with brief cloudy spells and a 40% or moderate chance of passing showers. Tonight, skies will be partly cloudy, with a 60% or moderate chance of a passing shower. Sunset today is at 5:58, and sunrise tomorrow will be at around 6:44. That brings us to the end of the Midday Major Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jasmine Thomas. God bless you.